Hey folks, here's a little video on mixing paints, getting the values that you're looking for, adding water, and thoroughly mixing out your pigments. We're going to make 3 values of burnt sienna, and we'll go through the process of that and what it looks like when you do that. So what we're going to do, we'll add some water to our palette. I've tilted my palette so that it leans in this direction. There's a little pigment in it already, but so you can see there's a little water here in the corner. To make a light wash, you don't need a lot of paint. Just a tap is often all you need, and into that water, and there you go. Kind of like a tea, right? You can see it. You can see through it. Make sure you thoroughly mix it, get all the pigment worked in. Now that very same value is the same value of paint in your brush. We'll test it and see what it looks like. Ooh, here we go. Test sheet. Sure. Maybe just a little bit more. See that there? We'll mix all that little bit of pigment in. Okay. Just a tad more. There we go. Dark tea. Dark tea. Okay. So, that is going to be my light value that I've decided for my painting, say, whatever I might be working on. I'm going to make a little sample square here to make sure that I like it. And I think I do. Suck up the excess because I'm using gravity to push it down. Alright, yeah, that's a nice light value. Now, obviously, to make a medium value of this, we would literally just add a little bit more paint. But you want to do it a little at a time. So let's add a couple more dabs of paint. See that pigment in there? Get it all mixed up. The medium value, the range of value that you're using is dependent upon your painting, so it can change. Your light can be different from one painting to the next, so your medium value has to reflect where you started from. It won't be the same all the time. Now, before I make a final decision on that, I'm going to go over here to my test page. I'm just going to put a little here. Okay. See how it dries, and there's no puddle on it. So this here, this very corner here is drying. That compares to this dried portion up here. I think we can have just a little bit more in there and still have room to darken. Okay, that looks good. I like that. It feels thicker. I know that doesn't, well, it probably would make sense, but you can't tell by the video. It feels thicker. All right, let's do our sample. All that down. Well, to be honest, we could have been a little lighter here or a little darker here, but that's the sample I'm giving you today. If I was working on a piece and wanted this a little bit darker, I would change it, but I'm not going to. I'm going to go to a darker value. Now, back to my puddle. I'm grabbing good amount of paint. We're going to make some espresso, I think. mix it thoroughly. Each time, I've noticed I'm not getting any water, I'm not cleaning my brush, I'm just getting more paint. Look at that. And boy, does that feel thicker. It just feels thicker. Maybe it's an illusion. Let's see what that looks like. Oh my, yes. I think that's plenty deep. Might be too deep. Let's see. Maybe that's the whole purpose of this, was to find out that this was going to be too deep. Here we go. Let's put it on our board. There's a difference between mixing paints fresh out of the tube and paints that have been out and dried up. The amount of water that you're using, it just seems different. Mixing seems different. What I recommend if you're using tube paints is to just approach it gradually so that you get to the value that you want. It's easy to overshoot when using wet tubed pigments. When it comes to using dried up tube pigments like I have on my palette, or using cakes, I find it's good to come in before I start painting and spray down all my paints so that they start to dissolve and melt so that they're ready for use when it comes time to mixing. So there's 3 different values of burnt sienna that we've created. In my estimation, this could have been a little darker, or that could have been a little lighter. I did this one earlier. That might be a better reflection. I use this to paint our value study. Those are the values that I use to paint our value study. So, practice. Just mix a few values of different colors and see how good you get. Keep an eye on the paint. Watch how it mixes. Keep an eye on which pigments are stronger than others. Okay. If you have any questions, give me a shout. Bye-bye.